The plan sounds simple enough. Provide free lunches for school-aged children.
Suka. Habis.
But in Indonesia, the world's fourth most populous nation, the plan to serve meals to 82 million school-aged children is essentially an offer to feed about a third of the nation's people. Among President Prabowo Subianto's campaign pledges, the program is supposed to be fully implemented by 2029.
Makan ini mutlak untuk rakyat kita. Mereka harus makan.
But the scale and cost of the plan have left some wondering if Indonesia's new president bit off more than he could chew.
There are real concerns about its long-term sustainability without more funding or structural changes.
The first stage of the colossal free meals plan was quietly rolled out on January 6th. On launch day, at least 190 kitchens served meals to 570,000 school children across 26 provinces. In the next few years, the Indonesian government plans to expand the initiative to reach children across the archipelago. It aims to tackle a serious issue in some poorer regions of the country, child stunting. That's when children fail to grow to their natural size due to chronic malnutrition. Stunting can severely hamper development, affecting cognitive abilities and educational growth. According to the United Nations, around 31% of Indonesian children under the age of 5 suffered from stunting in 2022.
So, government believe that by providing nutritious food is one of the component for the objective to improve the human resources. But we also believe that nutritious food is not the only factor that will affect the human capital development. There are also other things that the government needs to prepare, including providing the good quality of education, good quality of health services, and other support for the children and the family.
The program could also boost local economies by providing a steady stream of revenue to kitchens and farmers.
It has a positive economic ripple effect, creating demand for vendors and businesses involved in the food supply chain. And additionally, if, for example, local produce and small to medium enterprises are prioritized in meal procurement, the program could provide stable demand for domestic agricultural products and create local jobs.
It also could encourage parents to keep their children in school by reducing household food bills.
Kita nyiapin buat bekal sekolah anak gitu kan. Keuntungannya kalau sekarang kan udah dapat dari sekolah ya makan gratis. Alhamdulillah sih ngebantu kita. Aturan kita repot yang pagi jadi nggak terlalu repot dengan adanya makanan gratis.
In Indonesia, according to UNICEF, children from poor families are more likely to drop out of school.
This is also related to how to encourage school children to come to school and also encourage their parents to send their children to school. Because of what? If they don't go to school, then they will miss this kind of free meals, free nutritious food program.
Indonesia is not the first country to introduce free meals. Similar programs are in place elsewhere, including in China and India, as well as some European countries. But Indonesia's plan is by far one of the most ambitious.
Indonesia is maybe can be considered quite late in terms of implementing this kind of program. So, following other example from many other countries, maybe China, Japan, Indonesia maybe can learn how to improve this kind of the effectiveness of this program.
In Germany, free meals are targeted at students from families receiving social assistance, not offered universally. In contrast, Indonesia's approach is blanket coverage, offering meals to all students, regardless of their economic background.
But the question remains about who can foot the costly bill of feeding over 80 million people. Prabowo has already had to scale back his initial plan, which called for feeding all children and expectant mothers. The government initially earmarked 71 trillion Indonesian rupiah for the program, which comprises nearly 2% of the country's 2025 budget. Some estimates say it could balloon to more than $28 billion within 5 years. Those figures have some lenders and investors raising the alarm that the program could place a serious burden on the state budget. Yet some experts say those fears are related to how people look at government spending.
For example, if you build bridge or road, foreign investors will see it as, okay, the infrastructure quality is improving, so yes, I'm ready to invest in Indonesia. But when you give free meals to students, I think the perception here is that the money goes into something that is not productive.
Such rapid expansion of a part of the state budget may also push some in Prabowo's own cabinet to look for ways to roll back some of the wider goals of the plan.
For the Ministry of Finance, especially with Sri Mulyani, known for favoring fiscal consolidation at the helm, like how much flexibility will there be to pursue a more expansionary fiscal approach just to keep this going? That remains unclear. So the financial burden is heavy, and the long-term sustainability is still in question. And I think on the flip side, the funds directed towards this program might limit the government's ability to invest in other critical areas like education quality, healthcare quality, infrastructure or economic development initiatives that could sort of like further attract investment from overseas.
Despite these concerns, Prabowo's plan has been very popular with the electorate. His plan to eradicate poverty, which the Free Meal Initiative is part of, resonated with millions of voters across the country. The question now is whether the school meals plan will translate into real change or if it'll merely feed empty dreams.